Hello, Michael Lauer here with Ruth Schoenherr from Innovative Mortgage Services. Ruth, why should someone get pre-approved before they go out home shopping?
Well, Michael, that's a great question, and to many the answer may seem obvious. For instance, if you're a first-time home buyer or if you're buying an investment property. In these cases, folks may have no idea what to expect, so getting pre-approved early on is a given. But what's scary is the number of people who think they know what to expect and then forge ahead only to be disappointed later on. You see, in today's lending climate, everything has tightened. Stipulations have become so sensitive, and it's vital to be positively positioned.
Positively positioned. I like that, Ruth. Can you give me an example of what you mean?
I'm talking about how and when to transfer money, how to handle gift funds, and things like ways to potentially raise your credit score. I believe, even for the experienced home buyer, getting pre-approved before shopping is important. Here's an example of something I've been seeing more and more lately, and it even affects the A-plus borrower. It's called account in dispute. Let's say your credit card company erroneously marks your payment late. Rightfully, you would dispute that until the situation was resolved. What ends up happening, unfortunately, is that this comment, account in dispute, is added to the trade line on your credit report. As long as that remark is appearing on credit, your ability to get a mortgage can be frozen.
Wow, Ruth, that seems really excessive.
True, but it's reality. So if I pre-approve someone early on, we have the time to address the credit bureaus and get this corrected before the buyer is under the stress of a contract.
Wow. So Ruth, why would someone call you a mortgage broker and not one of the big lending institutions like Bank of America or Wells Fargo?
Well, Michael, there are a lot of differences. As a broker, I can shop around to many different lenders to find the best rates and also to match their particular profile to the lender best suited for their needs. I can be pretty creative and take the time to put together some informative comparisons for my clients so they know that they have options and that they understand what those options are.
Well, that's very important. Getting a mortgage should not be a one-size-fits-all process. What else can you share, Ruth?
Another important difference is that my clients don't get handed to me from the company I work for. I have to work for each and every referral, and that holds me to a higher standard of customer service. Every client I have is word of mouth, and that, Michael, keeps me on my toes.
Well, I know you're on your toes, Ruth. Thank you.
And when you're buying a home, do you want an 800 number, or do you want to know that if you needed to reach me on the weekend, that you'd have access to my cell number?
Well, those are all very solid points. What about refinancing?
I love to do refinances. And I also have several very aggressive lending outlets that offer the HEART program to the highest loan-to-values available. I find it fun to map out the pros and the cons in black and white.
Now that sounds really good, Ruth. How do you do that?
Well, I work up a break-even analysis, and I also do a comparative amortization schedule when necessary. And of course, I find out what my clients' long and short-term goals are so that I can be a good advisor, weighing all aspects. After all, for many folks, their home is their biggest investment.
You're right about that, Ruth. Well, Ruth, I know you have many years' experience in this industry, and you've certainly seen a lot of changes. Working with several different lenders has also got to give you a wide perspective on what is available and how to get it. I know as an industry professional, I can wholeheartedly recommend you. Thank you for being here today.
Well, Michael, you're a very gracious host. I thank you. And remember, put a T before Ruth for your mortgage truth.